Hi guys, good morning. Jalli se aa jaiye and we shall start our training ASAP. Jalli se aa jaiye. Make haste. Waiting for you to come over guys. Jalli se aa jaiye so that we start our session of the day. Come over guys. My name is Anurag Agrawal and we are going to have very soon public speaking English training. And I do not see anyone online right now. We have Kirti Rawat says, hi sir, hi Kirti Rawat. How are you doing today? Kirti Rawat, and then it's building up. Dikanta Singh says, hi sir. Yup, come fast. Dikanta Singh is there. Kirti Rawat says, good day sir, good sir. Okay, Kirti Rawat. Okay, Virendra Kumar says, good afternoon, sir. Jalli se aaiye so that we start our session. Be quick, make haste. And if you wish, you may write your question here also. यहाँ पर चल जाएगा. Right? और ये जो session है आज का will not be live. So इसको be attentive. And we are going to have today public speaking, English training and facing interviews. Nature Blushing, he says, good afternoon, sir. Arun Kumar Shah says, hi, sir. Sudeep Day, good morning, sir. Subodheep Day. Madhu Agrawal is back again. She says, good morning. Good morning, Madhu Agrawal. Subodheep. VP, hello, sir. Hi, VP. How are you doing? Yep. Come. Let's see. So shall we start now? Let's not wait for any more. And here we go. So सबसे पहले the way we do, we start the session with celebrations, right? So good morning, and let's celebrate, guys. All right. So here we go, and we are doing today card number 448. I'm taking cards randomly because we talked on practicing your speeches, how to prepare your speech. So मैं आप वो कार्ड लेके आया हूँ जो कि हम लोगों ने कल किया था उसके साथ वाले कार्ड से क्या हूँ. Card number 448. These all cards are numbered because I was making them. So at the time of making the cards, I gave them number. So they are given the number randomly. This is card number 448. नीचे लिखा हुआ है card number 448. सबसे नीचे की तरफ. So we are going to do card number 448. All right. Number 1. अच्छा. And what is this card based on? ये card जो है किस बात पर है? ये card है rehearsing of your speech. आपको मैंने बताया था you need 4 things to make yourself a good speaker. Number 1, you must have a deep down desire. Number 2, you must prepare your speech. And number 3 was practice and practice and practice. Rehearse your speech. So today I have brought a few suggestions that where you can prepare your speeches. Rehearse your speeches. Number 1. As I often say that if you have to speak for 10 minutes, you must have too much of data with you. If you want to speak for 10 minutes, your data should be worth 10,000 minutes. Then only you'll be able to speak meaningful. Read a lot. Speak a lot. Before practicing, you must read a lot of stuff. So I told you yesterday, journals, periodicals, your own broodings, your own urges, your own thinking, and then periodicals, journals, blogs, tweets, social media, e-books. So you have plenty of material today. So do a lot of reading, and after reading, then only you must start rehearsing. Now when you're rehearsing, few things. First of all, if you're very jittery, if you're not very confident, then I would say you must use mirror. I have a mirror right now. Okay, so use mirror only when you are not confident. Initially, if you are at the early stages of public speaking, use mirrors only initially, not later on. And for how many practices? I would say once or twice. And if you do not have this much of confidence, and if you want to read the manuscript, you can do it, but only at the early stage of public speaking, right? Once you overcome this stage, and the next step is you have to speak without the help of any paper, any manuscript, any paper. No, it's a big no. All those people who read out their speeches, presentations, they never ever become confident. So now, when you're facing the mirror, this again you must do for a couple of times, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That's it. And then you must try to find somebody who can listen to you, who can give his ears to you, and you are not jittery. You are comfortable speaking in front of him. Okay. So when you are speaking, while making the speech, you must have written down the keywords, and you must make the arrangement, order, and in that speech you have written down. In this speech, you must look at the order, the keywords, and after looking at the keywords and order, if you want to make any changes, make the changes, and if you want that more keywords to be added and some keywords which are not appropriate, are banal, are not to the point, you must discard them. So discard, and this process of adding, discarding, adding, discarding goes on. And for how long? It all depends on you. Okay. So what I said, first of all, you may read the manuscript. Next is you must use mirror. Number 3, you must practice with people who are you are comfortable with. उसके बाद क्या करना है आपको? उसके बाद you have to practice with those ones with whom you are not comfortable. Now you will say it's scary. How can I speak? You will have to speak. इससे पहले कि आप 100 लोगों को संबोधन करो, उनको एड्रेस करो, उससे पहले if you can speak on telephone or with one-to-one, if you have one-to-one with somebody with whom you are not comfortable, it's better to have one person instead of facing 100 people. Okay? So first of all, mirror. Then comes your practice audience with a person with whom you are comfortable with. And number 3 is you have to practice with somebody you are not comfortable with. Done? उसके बाद you must simulate a situation as if अपने ड्राइंग रूम में simulate करो. Dress, get yourself into formal dressing. Have a mic if you can. If you have nothing, have a remote control, make it a mic, and make arrangement of few chairs and sofas. And if you ask your friends or family members to sit down and listen to you, simulate, create such a scene, and assume, mentally visualize as if you're addressing thousands of people, thousands and thousands of huge crowd has come today to listen to you. So this kind of simulation you have to make, and then practice. So when you do it, this kind of rehearsing is also making you confident. Listen, no doubt you become confident. No doubt when you face audience, you become confident. Audience को जितनी बार face करोगे, उतना बढ़िया, and soon you will stop shying. So face audience. Lekin when you are practicing, even at the time of practicing, each practice makes you confident. Each practice is making you confident. Now, next thing I want to say. Now let's say you are allotted 2 minutes to speak. You have to make a speech of 2 minutes. Now the practice you make at home, that practice again should be for that allotted time only. What do I mean? If you have to speak for 2 minutes and you want to cover 4 points, you started the first practice and you have been able to complete only 2 points. 2 minutes are over. Stop yourself. Speak only 2 minutes, 2 points. In the next rehearsal, you must start immediately. Don't give a gap. Because if you're giving a gap, if you're taking a few minutes of rest, that rest is suicidal. Because your confidence is very volatile. With every practice, it goes up. With every gap, it's coming down. So do not give any gap. Have back-to-back practices, back-to-back practices. If you have about half an hour and you have to make 2 minutes of speech, you must make 15 practices in just 30 minutes. And I tell you guys, after 15 practices back-to-back in 30 minutes after, you will not be same as you were you will not be same as you were 30 minutes before. You'll be much different. Your confidence level will be very, very, very high. But after doing 15 practices, if you have to speak tomorrow, and if you ask yourself, if you say to yourself, I've not practiced enough, I've done for today, I'll go on stage and face. No, you will not be able to speak. But why? Yes, that's true. You will not be able to speak. You have to do this practice 15 times today, and then again, before you hit the bed, you must do a couple of more practices, and in the morning also. So have the practice periodically with the gap, intermittent time. You have to use the intermittent time, and you have to give the gap also between a few practices. After 10, 15, 20 practice, you must give a gap and then come back to the same speech 7 hours after. That is the way of practicing your speech. Now, how many practices? I told you, I don't know. It all depends on how better you want to become, how good you want to become. Well, like I told you, when somebody asked Tabassum asked, sorry, I'm very sorry, when Tabassum asked Lata ji in 1981 in her program Phul Khile Gulshan, when Lata ji was in the peak of her career, she asked Lata ji क्या आप आज भी रियाज करती हैं? कहती हाँ तबस्सुम, मैं आज भी 2 से 4 घंटे रियाज करती हूँ. When she was at the peak of her career, she does it. Why don't you do it? If you want to become a good speaker, if you want to become a good politician, everyone does it. How much? It all depends how deep desire in you. If you have that deep desire, you will become a good speaker. And it will take you lesser time to make yourself a good speaker. I'll take a few questions. Practice mirror phone. Aha. All right, Amrit Singh, you're back. चलिए और आगे चलते हैं हम लोग. अच्छा देखिए, should you memorize your speech or should you not memorize your speech? I would say never memorize your speech. Never. But yes, you may memorize if you have certain beginnings, you have certain closings, you have some couplet to speak, some poems, couplets, names, designations, beginnings, closings, one-liners. These are the things which you must memorize. Word to word, memorize. You can do it. Mug up. You can mug up. But rest of the speech should never mug up, because not only you will be confused, you will not become a good speaker, you will be looking at audience, but your mind will be on the pages. Do not memorize your speech. Never do it. It's suicidal. Right, guys? Okay. Then, when you are practicing, you must practice loudly. Each time you speak loudly, each time you practice loudly, every time it's making you more confident. If you practice in a low tone, it gives you confidence, but if you speak loudly, it gives you more confidence. And along with words you speak, along with the loudness, use your hand gestures, shoulder movements, body movements. And if you can move around, moving around, body language, when you use along with loudness of the speech, all these things are keep on giving you confidence. Do it very often. And then, should you sit down and practice or should you stand up and practice? There are few exceptions. Otherwise, most of the time you must stand up and practice. A few exceptions are washroom में आपका bathtub, under the shower, and car. The study has found that all those who are practicing under the shower, on the bathtub, on the car, window पे जब आपके ऊपर है, at that time, if you are practicing, that kind of practice gives you a lot of confidence. So, except these 3 places, most times you must get up and practice. Be perpendicular. Be on your legs and practice. Done? All right. Now I'm coming to card number 449. So let's go over with all that we have done so far. That you have to practice standing up and use your body language, voice modulation, and you have to take the help of your friends with whom you are pally with, and then you have to speak with somebody who is not your friend. He's a stranger. And yes, one more thing which I forgot mentioning, कि अगर हो सके तो आपके पास कोई ना कोई guide, कोई ना कोई mentor, कोई ना कोई teacher होना चाहिए. If you have a teacher, if you have a mentor who is specialist, he will be able to tell you better than anybody else. तो पहले आपको बताया था मैंने मिरर के बाद आपका family member with whom you are comfortable practicing with, उसके बाद ऐसा इंसान जिसके साथ आप नहीं हो comfortable, उसके बाद एक और वो है that should be your mentor, some instructor, some director, somebody who knows public speaking, somebody who knows how to become confident, somebody who knows somebody knows how to give a evaluation of the speeches. उसके सामने करो. That will make you a better speaker. Done? और आगे चलते हैं हम लोग. So now we are coming to card number 449. 449. अच्छा. So I told you what are the places where you must practice. Now I'm coming to places. I told you about the car, I told you about the washroom, I told you about the bathtub, shower. But if you are at the early stage of the public speaking, make sure that when you are practicing, nobody's listening to you. If you get conscious, if you have no problem, you don't get conscious, you're not worried about people, you're not, it's okay. But if you are worried about people, if you are conscious, then I would say go to some place where you are not heard. Go to a secluded place. It could be your dressing room, your washroom, car is the best. You can go to the rooftop also, or you can go to garden at that time when there is nobody around. But must have a place initially where there is nobody listening to you, where you can even shout, speak loudly without being heard. Acha. Then, if your throat is tired, or if you're about to come on stage and speak, if your throat is tired, and if your turn is about to be there, you will be on stage very soon. That time you must murmur. And how you must murmur? Bring your hand close to your mouth and murmur so that you can hear. If not else, murmur, budbudaiye. आप ये भी कर सकते हैं. Not to forget, आपकी एक स्पीच की प्रैक्टिस, जो लास्ट स्पीच की प्रैक्टिस है, वो जितनी ज़्यादा क्लोज होगी आपकी स्टेज पर आने से पहले, उतना आपको बेनिफिट होगा. द लास्ट स्पीच यू मस्ट डू जस्ट बिफोर यू कम ऑन स्टेज. That will be good one. That will be a good one. Acha. Then the best advice I would give you, instead of having instructor and then practice audience mirror, the best is how about using the mobile phone of your the camera of your mobile phone. Why don't you have video recording, audio recording, and listen to yourself, watch yourself. So if you're watching, if you're listening, you're the best judge. You know your body language, and you can make changes according to the need, according to what you think is perfect for you. So watch yourself, and you can also send the videos. You can WhatsApp the video to your friend and ask them for their evaluation. That's it. Simple. All right, guys. So this is how you must practice, and these are the places where you can go and practice. So that's all for the day in public speaking. Now we are coming to facing interviews. Yep. So far what we have done, first of all, I told you that you must plan ahead. Number two, I told you power dress. Number three, I told you that you must practice according to the needs of the company, according to the need of the HR, Human Resource Development Officer. And fourth is you must practice FAQs. And fifth, you must have a tangible solution to a problem example. Tangible solution to a problem example. Ready-made. If you take, your chances of getting selected are very high. And then, apart from this, a few more things you have to keep in mind. If they ask you why you left the job, previous job, why did you leave the previous job? Never ever, never in your life you must criticize the employer, the previous employer. You may say that the company shifted from one place to another and it was not easy for you to travel. That could be an example. But never in your life you must criticize the previous employer. If somebody asks you, introduce yourself. Now what you shall say? Introduce means speak about yourself. तो अगर आपका इंटरव्यू आपसे पूछता है speak about yourself or tell me about yourself, give your introduction, then you must have an introduction of 20 seconds to 40 seconds or 60 seconds. Make a introduction of about 40-50 seconds, and also make some changes. So in case he asks you to give a shorter introduction, you have been able to shorten it. Or if the person is expecting a 2 minute long introduction, you have been able to stretch it to 2 minutes also. And how you will be able to do it? If you practice at home. All right. And I told you that you must have, if I told you, you must have a good night's sleep. I think I did not. Take a good night's sleep. आपके पास कम से कम 7-8 घंटे की नींद आपको लेनी चाहिए. अगर वो इंटरव्यू जो है वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है, if it's important, take about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If it's not very important, let it be. All right. Done for the day. तो जल्दी से हम लोग चलते हैं अब आपके इंग्लिश के स्टेप नंबर 4 पर. Done. So I told you there are 6 pronouns. वो 6 pronoun कौन कौन से हैं? बताइए कौन कौन से था? I, you, they, he, she and we. और इसमें स्टेप नंबर 1 था I go, you go, they go, he goes, she goes, we go. This is affirmative. Then comes negative. I don't go, you don't go, they don't go, he doesn't go, she doesn't go, we don't go. उसके बाद आपको बताया था थर्ड was interrogative. Do I go, do you go, do they go, does he go, does she go, do we go? And then came negative interrogative both. Don't I go, don't you go, don't they go, doesn't he go, doesn't she go, don't we go? Am I going, aren't you going, blah 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 blah. Now we are coming to step number 4. In step number 4, what you must do, go to Google and write in the bar irregular verbs. Irregular. Now what is the difference between regular and irregular verbs? Regular verbs are like climbed. हर वो verb जिसके लास्ट में ed आता है, that is a regular verb. और irregular verbs are like go went gone, come came come, hit cast, and kneel knelt, buy bought, catch caught. Not this is not catched. This catch caught. It's not come. It's come came come. So when there is no ed as a suffix in the verb, in the other forms of the verb, we are not using ed as a suffix. That is an irregular verb. Now, how many words do we have in English dictionary? They say there are about 11 lakh words in English dictionary. And out of these 11 lakh words, how many words would be there? I think there would be approximately 1 or 2 lakh words would be verbs. And out of these 1 to 2 lakh verbs, how many are regular and how many are irregular verbs? You'll be surprised to know that total irregular verbs are not more than 600. And out of these 600, 300 are already obsolete. That means you are left with only 300 irregular verbs and the rest, all of them are regular verbs. बाकी जितने भी verbs हैं उन सब में ed लगता है. So it's go, went, gone. Climbed is regular. Go, went, gone is irregular. तो आपको क्या करना है स्टेप नंबर 4 में? You have to practice with irregular verbs only. Why? 600 है, उसमें से 300 यूज में नहीं आते, ऑब्सोलीट हो चुके हैं, बनाल हो चुके हैं. तो जब 300 का प्रैक्टिस करोगे, उन 300 का में करने के बाद बाकी जितने वर्ब्स आपके सामने आते रहेंगे पूरी लाइफ में, आप बहुत जल्दी उनको आइडेंटिफाई करके उनके साथ में ईडी लगा दोगे और बहुत आराम से विदाउट मेकिंग एनी ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक यू विल बी एबल टू स्पीक. हाउ इज द आइडिया? गुड वन. सो लेट्स डू इट. स्टेप नंबर 4 में लेट्स टेक टुडे बाय बॉट. तो आप क्या करोगे? आई बाय, अब छोड़ दो गो व्हेन गॉन, वो सिर्फ प्रैक्टिस के लिए था. ओके. So step number 4. So buy, bought. So I buy, you buy, they buy, he buys, she buys, we buy. I'm buying, you are buying, they are buying, he's buying, she's buying, we are buying. I've bought, you have bought, they have bought, he has bought, she has bought, we have bought. I've been buying since morning, you have been buying since morning, they have been buying since morning, he has been buying since morning, she has been buying since morning, we have been buying since morning. I bought, you bought, they bought, he bought, she bought, we bought. I was buying, you were buying, they were buying, he was buying, she was buying, we were buying. I had bought, you had bought, they had bought, he had bought, she had bought, we had bought. I had been buying since morning, you had been buying since morning, they had been buying since morning, he had been buying since morning, she had been buying since morning, we had been buying since morning. I shall buy, you will buy, they will buy, he will buy, she will buy, we will buy. I shall be buying, you will be buying, they will be buying, he will be buying, she will be buying, we shall be buying. I shall have bought, you will have bought, they will have bought, he will have bought, she will have bought, we shall have bought. I shall have been buying since morning, you will have been buying since morning, they will have been buying since morning, he will have been buying since morning, she will have been buying since morning, we shall have been buying since morning. That was step number 4. लेकिन ख्याल रखना, you have not to go very fast. मैंने यूज किया है shall with I and we, but you can use will with all the 6 pronouns. That was step number 1. Step number 4. Okay. Now you may use affirmative, negative, interrogative और बाकी इसमें और 300-400 वर्ब्स हैं, उनके साथ में प्रैक्टिस करना है. ये सब के सब कौन से स्टेप होंगे? ये सब के सब आर द पार्ट ऑफ स्टेप नंबर 4 ओनली. इसके लिए यू नॉट गिव अ डिफरेंट स्टेप. नाउ फ्रॉम नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स आपका नेगेटिव, पॉजिटिव और इंटरोगेटिव और नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव और सॉरी इंटरोगेटिव एंड नेगेटिव, ये सब के सब फोर्थ में और 300 के साथ में जो प्रैक्टिस करनी है वो भी आपको करनी है. इसका मतलब स्टेप 4 में अब आपको लगेगा आधा 1 घंटा, क्योंकि आपको कभी बाय बॉट के साथ में यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस विद अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंसेस. कैच कॉट में आप नेगेटिव कर लो, किसी के साथ में आप इंटरोगेटिव कर लो, किसी के साथ में नेगेटिव इंटरोगेटिव कर लो. तो अब आपके पास 300 वर्ब्स हैं और आपने 300 प्रैक्टिस करनी है. किसी के साथ में अफर्मेटिव, किसी के साथ में नेगेटिव, किसी के साथ में इंटरोगेटिव, किसी के साथ में नेगेटिव इंटरोगेटिव, बोथ. ये सब के सब कौन सा स्टेप है? स्टेप नंबर 4. कितना टाइम लगेगा? इट विल टेक यू अबाउट 4, 5, 6 आवर्स टू कंप्लीट इन टोटल. अगर आपने आईगो यूगो कर लिया है, 3B तक पहुंच चुके हो, फिर आपको लगेंगे 2-2.5 घंटे, 3 घंटे. तो ये असाइनमेंट जो आपके लिए आज और कल का है. और येस, लेट मी टेल यू दैट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू बी लाइव टुमारो. आई विल नॉट बी लाइव either of the times. 1 बजे, 3 बजे, 5 बजे. I will not be live at all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a Sunday and there is a work I have to finish. So I will not be live. तो आपके पास पूरे 2 दिन है इस स्टेप नंबर 4 को कंप्लीट करने के लिए. और स्टेप नंबर 4 टाइम लेता है. In total it takes about 4 to 5 hours. Right guys? So we had a good time and thank you very much. And I shall connect with you again on my different channel, on my other channel, 5 o'clock on soft skills. Bye bye. Shabakar Singh. Bye. 5 o'clock.